Welcome to your Weld County School District 6 Board of Education meeting. It's Monday, October 12th, 2015. This meeting will come to order. Will you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Ms. Brea.
Mr. DeWitt?
Present.
Mr. Hafley?
Present.
Mr. Hall?
Present.
Mr. Lydiak?
Present.
Dr. Richard? Present. Mr. Richardson?
Present.
Mrs. Solis?
Present.
7 members are present.
Thank you. Next item on this agenda includes some comments from the Board of Education President, and there are a couple of comments I really want to share. First of all, thank you to everyone who is participating in the Success Foundation ride. That fundraiser has certainly become a tradition in our community, and everybody who took part really is putting their elbow grease to support education in Greeley, Colorado in a number of unique ways. So we thank our Success Foundation and all those of you who participated in that event. Something that we wanted to include in Board of Education President announcements include some of the secret stuff we've been doing in the business session of this during our work session. So if you promise not to tell anybody, here are some of the things that we were involved in tonight. We were discussing with staff meaningful approaches to improving culture in our schools, and that includes kind of drawing in the energetic ideas and creative approaches that staff at elementary school, middle school, and high school to really do more than just kind of fulfill some promises on paper, but really what are we doing here that can really make the difference in turning schools around and making sure that in that process we're reaching students that we are desperately trying to reach. Additional conversation came up about our goal long term of seeing student performance continue to increase. It's kind of our mantra. It's what we breathe as we meet and what you do when you work with our students. An individualization of instruction and that effort to make sure that we're doing everything we can to support the work in the classroom and all of the other employees of the district. We are a large standing army with other people in the professions supporting your teaching and supporting the kids in your classrooms. Certainly, with that in mind, I wanted to thank teachers, and also dietary staff and custodians and the facilities folks, the support staff that keep us operational. And if you see one of those older buses rolling down the street, you thank somebody who works in the plant, the physical plant, to kind of keep things going, the bus barns, making sure they're safe to roll. It's a huge team that we've asked to work for a really specific purpose. And so our discussion tonight was really focused on making sure that we're providing support for all of those folks that are making a difference for our kids. I also want to mention to the audience at home that you should be receiving information about your voting opportunity coming up very soon. There are 3 seats that will be determined for the school board, so we're anxious to make sure that we get citizen involvement in that election process. So those are some of the things that I felt I wanted to share about the hidden lives of your school board. As I understand it, we have no one present this evening who would like to speak before the board. Is that right, Ms. Brea? The next item then would be, if you don't mind, the work session report.
Board of Education President Roger DeWitt began the work session with open comments from the board members, a review of the board calendar, upcoming events, and agenda topic planning. Chief Academic Officer Dr. Stacy Dattery presented an update on district schools on priority improvement and turnaround status. Director of Elementary School Leadership Wes Tuttle discussed the elementary schools on priority improvement or turnaround status and the plans in place for each school for improvement. Director of Middle and K-8 Schools Joe Mesling discussed the middle schools and the plans for a common cohesive system in those schools. Executive Director of Student Support Services, Kathy Van Soos, discussed Engage Academy and the changes implemented there, such as a middle school lab and a power hour. Dr. Dattery reviewed the data and the steps implemented for success at each school that will be monitored. Board members had time for questions and discussion. Director of Human Resources, Annette Overton, led the discussion for the strategic plan's vision, mission, values, beliefs, and goals. Board members offered suggestions, and this item will be brought for board action at the October 26th Board of Education meeting. Superintendent Dr. Deirdre Pilch gave an update on her goals, which include relationship and trust building, school visits and staff interaction, and board communication. That concluded the work session.
Thank you very much. The next item is the approval of the agenda. Oh, excuse me, I've skipped over a rather significant part of the agenda, our superintendent's report. I'll have to apologize later. Dr. Pilch, would you please provide us with your superintendent's report?
Thank you, Mr. DeWitt. Good evening, members of the Board of Education. So I first want to give a big shout out for the negotiations process, moving to a, yes. So really, after months and months of work, I'm excited to report that we have a tentative agreement with the Greeley Education Association. And you know, the Greeley Tribune reported last week that we reached agreement after just 1 hour. And yes, it came to us within a couple of hours that morning. But I need to recognize all of those who worked on these difficult issues prior to last week. All of that work got us to the place where we were ready to forego the impasse and not have mediation and get to a place where we could actually begin to move forward and do things in a new way here in District 6 around negotiating. So, you know, kudos to Kelly Longacre and Pat Otto for coming to the room, and Kevin Ayton, thank you. Yeah, I, you know, truly appreciate their leadership, and I appreciate your support as a Board of Education in allowing me to enter into that work and to see how I might take this work forward for District 6, so thank you. You mentioned the success, Ride for Success, Mr. DeWitt. I did ride in the ride. I did the family ride, and we had a team here from the district office. And so that was fun. There were over 400 riders in the ride. So many of those riders were serious riders doing the 25-mile and the 50-mile. But I stuck to the family ride and enjoyed it very much. And this is the second year for that event, and so it'll continue to grow and build. And I just so appreciate the support that we're receiving as a school district from our Success Foundation. So I wanted to say that. You know, last week, we had a couple of really big visits going on here in District 6. One was the USDA was here. So the United States Department of Agriculture, who oversees our nutrition services from the federal level, they were here with folks from the regional office and the Colorado Department of Ed, and they were visiting us because of the amazing work going on in our nutrition services department. And Jeremy West, Director of Nutrition Services, and his staff, and what they are doing to feed our students healthy and tasty meals is truly remarkable. The visitors toured our district kitchen and saw how we're preparing food district-wide in our district kitchen, and then they visited Prairie Heights Middle School, where they actually sat down and ate lunch with the students. They were so impressed, and so impressed with District 6. And you know, they are here because we are leading the nation in this work. District 6 is leading the nation in this work, and that's why they came to see what we are doing here. And we are feeding students fresh, healthy, homemade food from scratch. Just last week, some of you were there and ate pot roast that we were trying for the first time that I understand it was beef from local cows. So that's pretty exciting, right? So it's working out really well for us. And my shout out goes to Mr. West and his staff. It's so nice to see them receive this national recognition on behalf of District 6. So thanks to all of them. And then AVID. Oh my goodness, our AVID program, middle school and high school, we have AVID in all of our secondary schools. And do you know that last week there were leaders here from really all over the nation. There was a training in Denver. The AVID district leaders training was taking place in Denver, and they chose to come to District 6 to see our AVID staff and students at work at Prairie Heights Middle School and Greeley West High School under the direction of Miss Amanda Krieger, our coordinator for AVID. And you know, this is such an honor for us. We again are a leader in the state of Colorado in preparing students for college who typically would not be college students. And we're doing the work that's bringing people in from Denver and all over the country to see that work. So it was a lot of fun to see that going on out there at Prairie Heights Middle School in Greeley West. Congratulations to them too. Few upcoming events I want to mention. One, tomorrow afternoon, Great Education Colorado visits. Great Education Colorado has helped District 6 to organize tours with some of our legislators and local officials, and the first meeting is tomorrow afternoon at Greeley West High School. The next one will be the afternoon of November 4th, and on that day we'll visit Maplewood Elementary and Heath Middle School. But this is a time that as we enter the legislative session, we want our lawmakers to have a good understanding about what is happening in schools, and especially what is happening in District 6 schools, and how their decisions impact us and our schools, our students, our staff, our parents. So it's a great opportunity for us, and hopefully, and I'm sure they will, our staff will have an opportunity to influence the folks who attend. Also, coming up on October 30th, from 8 to 10 a.m. at Union Colony Civic Center, Unexpected Opportunities. So the City of Greeley, ACE, are putting on Unexpected Opportunities, Building a Winning Workforce. This event is intended to be interesting and motivational. Tim Elmore will talk about his renowned habitudes that he's developed for success. The event will also feature some information about Bright Futures Weld County Grant Program, and some of us who are local leaders will have a chance to say a few words about the impact of the work that partnerships in a community can have on students as well as on the entire community. So I'd encourage any of you to attend who can carve out time on the morning of the 30th from 8 to 10. So I want to recognize a couple of staff members. You know, our physical education teachers are getting some recognition this month that deserves a shout out. And I see in our audience some people nodding their heads, so they know about this already. So Kelly Kennedy, who is an adaptive physical education teacher at Winograd K-8, is being named the 2015 Physical Education Teacher of the Year by Shape Colorado. This is a state award. So yay, Kelly Kennedy. And I also want to recognize another elementary physical education teacher, Tia Ziegler. She'll be presenting at the Colorado Shape Conference this month. So congratulations to both of these fine educators. We're proud to have them here in District 6. You know, and then finally, after 23 years of service here in District 6, Mr. Wayne Eads, our Chief Operating Officer, has decided to retire, effective at the end of the month. And, you know, Wayne's contribution to School District 6 far precedes my coming into the district just 4 months ago. But everywhere I go in the system, I see his fingerprint on the fine work that has gone on here in District 6. And I can't say enough about Wayne and the support he's provided me as I came in as superintendent. But he has served in the role of chief operating officer. He's been a service manager, and most recently last year served as interim superintendent. And you know, he's led multiple projects that have had a significant impact on the district, from Northridge High School. Helped lead the design and build out of Northridge High School, and most recently Prairie Heights Middle School, and then the huge asbestos abatement at Greeley West. He led in partnerships with the City of Greeley, with Noble Energy, with Banner Health and Northern Colorado Medical Center, that have resulted literally in hundreds of thousands of dollars of resources coming to District 6 because of his leadership and his partnerships with those organizations. And you know, on behalf of District 6, I just wish to thank Wayne for all that he's done here. And I also wish him the best in the future. I understand he has several trips planned and a whole stack of books to read. So, Wayne, congratulations to you, and it's reassuring to know you're just a phone call away. So thank you for all you've done, Wayne. So President DeWitt, I promise my comments won't be quite so lengthy. But you know, we have a room full of educators, and the opportunity to honor them and the work they're doing, and then to honor Mr. Eads, I just couldn't pass up. So thank you.
Good investment of time, seems to us,
Thank you.
right? Thank you very much. I'm glad I didn't skip over that information. I have a script, I just don't always follow it. The next item, legitimately enough, is the approval of the agenda, and that is an action item, and it will require a motion. Glad to accept it at this time.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approved items as presented on the consent agenda and authorize the officers to
Let's go.
sign.
We're going to
Let's
hold
go,
on, hold on
one
to
up.
that one for one more.
What?
The agenda.
Just the approval of the
But you're
agenda on
ready.
page 4.
Yeah.
Oh, the approval of the agenda.
You want me to
Oh,
grab that one?
sorry.
Either one.
I move the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Is there a discussion? Roll call, Ms. Brand.
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mr. Richardson?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
And the motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Now, surprisingly enough, is the approval of the consent agenda. And that is a motion to be found on page 5. I would be glad to accept a motion at this time.
I move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve items as presented on the consent agenda and authorize the officers to sign any and all contracts.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Comments? Questions? Roll call, Ms. Brand?
Mr. DeWitt?
Aye.
Mr. Haefele?
Aye.
Mr. Hall?
Aye.
Mr. Lydiak?
Aye.
Dr. Richard?
Aye.
Mr. Richardson?
Aye.
Mrs. Solis?
Aye.
And the motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.